Hey everyone, welcome back to Homegrown Passion. Well, I got some big problems in the greenhouse, and it all started when we went to replace the plastic on the one side of the greenhouse where we had the freeze and the ledger board came up and we had to open up the greenhouse, and it's not good. So stay tuned. So the first problem I want to show you, the dreaded aphid. I was doing some scouting on my cucumber plants and I saw a couple aphids here and there, and then I also saw some ants, which I've never seen before, but I've read about that ants and aphids work together. The ants protect the aphids from predators and the aphids make honeydews that the ants like to eat. And I saw some ants climbing up inside of the cucumbers, and I saw some aphids for the first time on top of the leaves. So the aphids that I found are the black aphids, and they're a little bit harder to get rid of than the normal green ones, which I've usually found in the greenhouse. So I've been using insecticidal soap, scouting and doing the top of the leaves and the bottom of the leaves, any place I find them. To help me scout, I'm going to use yellow sticky cards. This way I can catch any flying aphids if they happen to produce flying ones. I'm going to put it not real high up in the canopy because I'm finding the aphids about in this area. So the card will help me figure out what kind of pressure I have from the aphids. Wanted to see if these little buggers are still alive, but they're not. Another problem was with the white flies on my tomato plants. They're easy to kill the adults, but they lay so many eggs on the underside of the leaves. I can only see them if I take off my glasses since I'm nearsighted. And I can see some eggs in here. And insecticidal soap works wonders on them because it suffocates the eggs and then they don't hatch. I want to show you one more problem I have in the greenhouse. It's in my deep barrel hydroponics. So a couple videos ago, I showed you the harvest of my parsnips out of my deep barrel hydroponics. And then I bought some ginger from the grocery store, organic ginger, and it sprouted for me on my kitchen table. So I thought I'd bring it back and transplant it into the deep barrels. And they're sprouted and doing really well for me, but I noticed some fungus gnats. So I'm going to put another yellow sticky card in here to catch any of those gnats flying around. Since we're talking about bugs, I do have a little problem with my strawberries, so let's head on over to the high tunnel. So the pest I have out here in the strawberries is the two-spotted spider mite, which the strawberries are known to get. Not real bad pressure from them, so I'm going to do something totally different than what I do in the greenhouse for these guys since we're out in the high tunnel. I'm going to try something new this year after talking to a few other strawberry growers. Since we're in an enclosed environment and the rain can't get on the plants, we're going to mimic Mother Nature and use a hose and spray off all the plants and knock down any pests or bugs that are in them and get them into the growing medium and kill them. And it also will get all the dust and keep the plants nice and clean. The reason I'm able to do this procedure in the high tunnel is because the sides are open and you get really good airflow. It's not all totally enclosed like a greenhouse where I get high humidity. I can hose all these plants off, and in another couple hours everything will be nice and dry. Let me tell you about the last pest, and it's the biggest one. I came into the high tunnel yesterday and saw there was a couple eaten strawberries on the ground, and also the back corner was kind of moved around like something got in here, and I know it was raccoons because we have so many of them around here. So if you're wondering what that clicking noise is that you hear, it's an electric fencer. We've had this fencer for about 35-40 years, and it still works really good and keeps the fence nice and hot. So let me take you outside and show you what we did. The first thing that we had to do to set the fencer up in the high tunnel is put in a grounding rod. It's 10 feet long, it's right there as you can see, and we used a hammer drill to pound it all the way down and then put a connector on it, and it goes over to the fencer. The next thing we did was pound in T-posts at each corner of the high tunnel. We put in step-in posts along the side of the high tunnel to hold up the electric wire so it won't sag and touch the ground. So what we use is an electric ribbon. It's a temporary fence that has the wire in it to conduct the electric circuit around there. And on the T-post, we have to put connectors because if this wire hits the T-post, it shorts it out. But what's nice about this is you pull it really nice and tight and keep it taut around the high tunnel and keep it from sagging to keep the animals out. We placed it about 4 inches off the ground and then another about 6 inches above that to make sure nobody can jump in there and get my strawberries. I apologize for the video being so short, but we've had the craziest weather. It's been in the upper 80s, lower 90s, and I can only get in the greenhouse first thing in the morning and work for a few hours, and then in the evening and work for a few hours. So I didn't have a lot of stuff to show everyone. So that's why I wanted to show you the pests and all the different problems we have that everybody encounters that grows either in a garden, in their house, and in the greenhouse. So just hopefully this is good information for you and you can take it to heart. And if you have any questions, let me know and I'll try to answer them. And if not, I'll try to find the answer for you. It's been so hot, I haven't even been able to finish my hanging baskets and get them in place around the house. So I'm going to end the video here. And like always, please leave me any questions, comments, and suggestions down below. And we'll see you guys next video.